All right, let's see. So it should start in a second. So this is the manager. Okay. Connecting the streaming software to go live. Category gaming, that is not the category I set. So I don't know why it's not showing that. Let me actually just check this. So I don't know why it's not showing that. Cool.
So why did this become so political? Because it seems like we started off this.
All right, so we're getting set up there. I don't know if this will really matter too much. Let's just not worry about that. No data. Yeah, okay, whatever. This will run it right here. Chat, stream chat. Can I do that? No. No, I cannot. Problem. I can. Ooh. I can mess with this. But I can't listen back yet. Everything seems fine, so whatever. Alright. Let's get this party started and yeah. Let's put that down to negative 2 decibels. Let's put the, yep, that looks right. Okay. Seems fine. Seems fine. HUD, enable in-game HUD, don't care. Recording, yep, YouTube, stream delay, locally, alright, cool. Got all that. Don't know why that is a thing, so doesn't pizza. What the hell? Buy pizza for me. Okay. That's what that is. Huh. Interesting. Never bothered to look over this. All I have to do is download this thing, and it does everything for me. So, that's cool. Because yeah, if I go to my own channel, I don't need this. Whatever. Boom. I'm right there. Live now. So, what do we have with Ben here? I've pulled up something about transgender.
This becomes so political because it seems like we started off this conversation, and most of these conversations start off with like an actual medical conversation about a condition and how best to treat the condition. And there's a debate between watchful waiting and, as you say, sort of affirmation. Watchful waiting in most of these areas was considered sort of the traditional way to go about these things. And there's been an attempt, even politically there, to treat watchful waiting as quote-unquote conversion therapy, that if you go to a therapist and the therapist does not immediately recommend a course of treatment, then this is now considered conversion therapy in some places like California. How did this become so political when it really should be about how do we best treat people who have an obvious medical condition?
That's right. I think it happened in a series of lies that we allowed to that we were too polite to contradict. Like we started with, okay, this is a civil rights issue to allow them to have that medication. Well, giving someone access to a medication that could harm them isn't really a civil rights issue when it means suspending all medical judgment. Hold on.
Ooh, okay. Medication. Let's see. Okay, that is exactly what I clicked, I guess. Let's see, where is the... Oop, oop, oop. Alright, so we got LGBTQ issues, gender transition has a positive effect, transition sports, sex is complicated, a whole bunch of stuff. So, it's not listed right there. Anyway, point is there's nothing wrong with the puberty blockers. The worst it does is reduces your overall penis size or breast size by like 2%, and your height by not that much, like 2 or 3 inches, whatever, at most. At most.
Subjected to the same scrutiny because we don't want transgender people to come to great harm. I mean, a lot of this medicals is enormously dangerous. We don't know the long-term, side effects and implications of giving a woman 10 to 40 times her normal testosterone levels for decades, and that's what you would have to do if she becomes a lifetime patient. So we allow these, little lies to be told. It's okay. She really is a man. She is a man. Let's change her birth certificates. And
that's because she is a man. Oh, look at this. Okay, so these medications that are harmful to our children. How do puberty blockers work? They block the hormones, testosterone and estrogen, to delay changes that affect things like breast growth, facial hair growth, periods, voice deepening, widening hips. Puberty blockers don't stop acne, body odor, or underarm and pubic hair development because these changes are not controlled by only estrogen or testosterone. Most experts, including our team, believe that puberty blockers are safe. The Endocrine Society and the World Professional Association for Transgender Health support the use of puberty blockers for kids. The US FDA has approved puberty blockers for children who start puberty at a young age. Possible long-term side effects: lower bone density. To protect against this, we work to make sure every patient gets enough exercise, calcium, vitamin D. Delayed growth plate closure, leading to slightly taller adult height. Okay. Less developmental of genital tissue, which may limit options for gender reaffirming surgery, bottom surgery later in life. This is the only big one. And that's if somebody's going to have like a tiny pee-pee. Or something like that. Other possible long-term side effects are not yet known because 40 years of research hasn't come up with anything. Possible short-term side effects: headache, fatigue, insomnia, and muscle aches, changes in weight, mood, or breast tissue, spotting. So, yeah, what age can you start? Because every child is different. There isn't a single best age. You have to go to a freaking doctor. No, they're not permanent.
And then we ended up in a place where we could no longer object.
And that is, I think a lot of the mission here is this idea that, I've said publicly, obviously, that when I'm discussing somebody who is trans, I use their biological pronouns. I say a man who believes he is a woman if we're talking about a trans woman, or I say a trans woman But I won't say that somebody is a woman when they are not, in fact, a biological woman. Now, if I'm in the middle of a conversation with somebody who is trans, I'll call them whatever they want because you don't want to be impolite when you're in the middle of dinner with somebody. But there is this broader conversation that's now happening on social media, for example, where if you point out that Caitlyn Jenner is in fact a biological man, should you be banned from social media? I mean, it's reached the stage where full-scale First Amendment conversations are being shut down in the name of niceness.
That's
No. Well, I mean, yeah, conversations are being shut down when you're being a fucking bigot. As it says right here, sex is assigned at birth, refers to one's biological status as either male or female. Man and woman are social construct. Those are gender, socially constructed roles, behaviors, activities, and attributes given society considerably appropriate for boys and men or girls and women. Do you see the difference here? Male, female, biological. That's the way to reference somebody. Yeah, biological male, somebody born with, the chromosomes that are generally associated with male, the penis, the balls, fucking all that shit. The shit that'll make your testosterone levels and whatnot. Yeah, that biological male. Guess what? If they're a trans woman, they were never a man or a boy, but they were born assigned male at birth. They transition their gender, socially constructed gender role, behavior, activities, attributes, to that of girl or woman. And sometimes they get reaffirming surgery that changes them physiologically to having a vagina.
That's right. And I talk to a lot of older, what they used to call transsexuals, now referred to as transgender, but they never lie about the fact that they used to, that they grew up as boys, even though they now present as women. They never demand that everyone pretend they were always a woman. This is a very new thing, and it's part of the intolerance and extremism of this very young woke generation of young.
No. Furthering knowledge on a subject and recognizing that gender dysphoria is recognizable even in people as young as 5, and you will get diagnoses and a lot of medical attention directed towards you. It shows that, yeah, no, you can be born into the wrong body, if you will use that phrase, if that's what you want to call it. Like, okay, so Scott Bowling, I see you're commenting here. If you are, you know what? One second. Alright. I don't have anybody in here. Chat's looking empty. I wish I could. Nobody in there. Yeah, see, I can't pull chat or anything. That's outside. Got investment. Can't do tipping or anything, so yeah. Tips to YouTube or whatever. I actually streamed multiple things at once, probably. Won't bother. So this is what we got. Boom. Alright. Don't know what any of this means. I'll look over it later.
The millennials.
Okay, what is this guy going with? Why don't you do one on Joe Biden? I've been asking and asking, but no one will tell me, is Joe Biden the big guy? What does he mean by this? Joe Biden. What the fuck does he mean by this? You know what? Yeah, sure. Because I did reply to that. Alright. I'm not gonna watch it. I just need to make sure. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what he's talking about. This is my most recent video, you know? I got 24 subscribers right now. This thing already has 12 views. It says 6 comments, but it's me and this guy going back and forth. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Something over the phone, I think, yeah. I addressed it. Thanks for letting me know. Audio quality bad. What are you doing on Biden? Okay, that one actually did take. Okay, so let's go back to here. You know what? Well, Joe Biden's not a media personality, so here, I think I know what I'll do for this guy. Just for this guy. Scott. Was that actually it? Yeah. Scott, please. Please. Come join me. I would love to have you in my thing. Go to the studio. And water. That's fine. 1280. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. See, okay, here we go. Boom. Sweet. Sorry. So while we've attacked Ben Shapiro on this. So leave the open research document open. Not mine, that is Bosch's, but it's a thing. So let's go over Joe Biden's policies. Real quick. Let's see what we got. Can't bother with that. Build back better. Sure, beat code. I want to learn more. Listen to science and sure. Get this out of here. Go away. Okay, that tells me nothing. I mean, at least not really. Okay, the two tech codes. It's trunk for 12, 5 words. Okay, so let's see. This is true. Okay, good. 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 Excellent. Look at this. Actual policy positions. Holy shit. Okay. This is good. This is good. I'm doing a thing for you, buddy. Hey. Lady. Okay, well, you can't do that. Stream status for I'm sorry. That's not something I can deal with. Okay. What the? Can I do that here? Can I actively do that here? Or is it just not possible? Wait, is there somebody watching? Scott, is it you? Are you there? Scott, please tell me you're there. Okay. That shit. But see, it's not letting me change my. Fine, whatever. Don't care. See, somebody's there. Scott, are you there? Can you say hi if it's you? Or if I personally know you, can you say hello? Because somebody seems to be reaching out. Scott Bowling. And I would like to be able to discuss this with you so that you know. If it's somebody I know personally, well, they're obviously they're going to know what's going on for the most part. So, let's get this out of the way. I know the libertarian argument, taxation is theft. That's a load of shit. You're not allowed to burn money. You're not allowed to tear money or destroy it in any way on purpose. A little tear in it or whatever is fine, but you're not allowed to rip it in half or anything like that. That's a felony. Your money only has value. As a matter of fact, I have to do this. I have to. I have to make another one. Okay. So. Okay. I have to figure out how I'm going to get my. It might be better if I do it this one. And thank you, ma'am. Is that actually working? I do not know. I cannot tell you. I have to figure out how I'm going to get my. It might be better if I do it this one. And thank you, ma'am. Is that actually working? I do not know. Okay, that is working well enough. Money. Unbold. Well, it's here. That, and I want it to be 16 size text. money and why taxation is not that. First of all, money only has value because it is what your government will accept as payment for taxes. Boom. That right there blows out the. That's all you need. You do not own money. You hold on to money. You cannot earn or otherwise willfully destroy it. Boom. Alternative reason, which ties into this one, money has a secondary reason for value, which is the purchasing of commodities. So that's what we got going there. Come on, where are you at, buddy? Don't you have a... Oh, I got that chat? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so I can make this over here while I work on this. No, I want... Where'd chat go? Okay, let's make that longer. Here. Let's take this. And there we go. Boom. Look at that. Okay, so we got that. And then I can just, up here. See, it says that there's somebody here, and it won't let me know. You're not speaking to me. My first subscriber. Almost people. So, these are the reasons money have value. So, this is only applicable in a generalized societal sense. So the reason I'm putting this caveat here, do that, is because people say that money has value for this reason. That's because that's what you use to buy the commodities and things that people generally say improve your life. But that's not the reason that money initially has value. Read through source put in consumer. Heavy uptick after basic needs and commodities. Spaboom. So that's what we got going on here. Money and wire contacts. Like, I really don't need money. It doesn't take a whole lot to debunk that. So, let's get to this. Trump's billionaire tax cut. They gained, collectively, the top 100 wealthiest billionaires. That's who gained $334.14 billion. So, what portion of that was actually Bezos? Okay, okay. Right around half. They're going to lose a collective $52.79 billion with Biden stopping that. Investors, so, okay, yeah, no federal taxes in the Fortune 500, 91 companies there, 56% paid less than 5%. So, okay, how are you going to do? They'll pay for permanent tax. Secret tax hike on middle class Americans, that's true. The wealthy corporations, okay. Raising corporate tax rate to what it was under Obama. This is the newest thing that I've seen. Requiring a true minimum tax on all foreign earnings of United States companies located overseas so that we do our part putting into the global race to the bottom that rewards global tax havens. This will be 21%, twice the rate of Trump's offshoring tax rate, will apply to all income. Boom. So yeah, he's going to tax them appropriately. That's beautiful. I love this. Rich people only getting taxed. I don't love Joe Biden, but that's a good point. That was a Bernie thing. I promise. Before American leadership. Well, okay, yeah, sure. I'm sure the future is made in America. Okay, so he's got a made in America plan that's supposed to be like protectionist policy. I don't really like protectionism. Secure our values as a nation of immigrants. So allow immigration. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we got going on. By the way, immigration is good for the like America would suck if we were not immigrant nation. Yeah, that looks about right. Detrimental asylum, and the mismanagement of asylum, surge humanitarian resources. Yep. In prolonged detention. Yeah, so see, there's a good thing. Reverse Trump's global third rule. Yep. And the so-called national emergency. Just like, yeah. We don't need that fucking wall. Protect dreamers and their families. Yep, that's the thing. It's in the law already. Percentage of unmarried travel. Okay. Yep. This is in the travel ban, which I'm pretty sure was. That's gonna be okay. Yep. Resource enforcement pride. No. Putting what you mean here. Targeting people who have never been convicted of a serious is the definition of county. Yep. Okay, so if they're just going for people who really fuck shit up, you know, break a major law, you know, they kill somebody, they're caught trafficking drugs, not just like handing a joint to somebody that has a medical card, but like trafficking drugs, like bringing fucking cocaine, fentanyl in it over the border or some shit. Workplace raids are ending. Okay, good. No, just okay. Professionals and are held accountable for inhumane treatment. Yeah. So abolish them. That should be a given. The fact that that's okay. Yep. Good. See, I'm just seeing good things. I'm seeing a lot of good fucking things here. Yeah. Reforms may not be the best. Reformism doesn't always work, but Jesus Christ. I mean, let me just point out that I got this right here. denounced reformism as weak, advocated for voting for reformist parties to showcase their weakness and radicalize the proletariat. There were four main reasons for that: was to showcase their numbers, to show the weaknesses of reformism, to start radicalization of former, what do you call the liberal, liberals and left coms who can also that were infantile, which, whatever. I don't remember right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm fairly high. But look, I've been reading all this reading. It's not even the only thing. Like, I've got econ textbook open on my phone, and a sociology textbook, and a stats and analysis textbook, so that I can learn all these things. Just so I can do this justice. I refuse to mess this up too much. I mean, I'm probably gonna get a lot of criticisms anyways, but fucking deal with it. We can get criticism all the time. Yeah, it's still showing up. It's fine. No. So I'm seeing good. I'm seeing nothing but good there from Biden on that regard. How much of it does he actually keep? I don't fucking know. This is the bad one. It's still better than what we've got. Public option, way better. Support the veterans, good. Yes, support the veterans. Don't care. I mean, I do care that they get supported, but I don't care that that's the plan he has specifically. So this was supposed to be me versus conservatives, but it looks like it's going to be 10 minutes. Yeah, fucking Ben Shabibo here. Oh, the Kraken. Okay, this will explain whatever that is. I don't care. Politics and biology. Good thing there isn't any contention on the politics and biology. Alright, there we go. See, this is all just a quick overview summary. But it shows I've actually looked into it because I know these things. I've looked into Leninism a lot. I've read a lot of Marxism, but it's to put into a summary, it's the basis for all of this. So I would like to have these two the most well thought out because the rest of them all followed the model of Marxist-Leninist. Lenin himself came up with the idea and followed it. Stalin did it. Trotsky tried to. He got kind of ran out by Stalin, who was a fucking madman. Mao did it. Castro, Gaddafi. Like, come on. We've got a lot of people who follow the Marxist-Leninist base. Gaddafi, I say, because he nationalized oil and things like that. Although it was not a socialist paradigm. It wasn't bad. He had good steps. Boom. By the way. Oh, it's public. Okay, good. Good. Public. You need to look it up. Daniel Sandwhichpants money. Daniel Sandwhichpants Marxist history theory. I'm putting out some research documents. This one's not even a research document. It's just something I did. Basic arguments you can use to just shit all over a libertarian. A libertarian in the American sense, an anarcho-capitalist. The exact opposite of me. Just an anarcho-communist. No, the Kraken will not be released. How does it feel? How does it feel? Where's your cover? Alright. Let's see what. Wait, who else did I say? This fucking channel right here, this troglodyte channel. You can't be free without knowledge. Okay. Can't be free. So reminder is premiering, fundraiser. All this fundraiser shit. Yes. You put fundraiser things up there like everything. Anything. Okay. Yes, they can. Take money, take money, take money, take money. Money does a lot. Okay. No, they don't. Put this. Guys, I have to go take care of a thing. Please stick around. I will be back. I'm gonna mute the microphone. We're gonna leave this here for a moment. As a matter of fact, that's fascinating. Yeah, sure. Studio. I don't know what any of this means, but just go with this. Alright, well, I will be back in just a moment. Give me like 5, 10 minutes. Alright, we're back. Sorry, I had to go in there. Pick up the drink. So, can't be free without this. Let's see.
What is religious freedom? Why is it important? And why is it now under threat? Hold on a second, I can hear you saying. Religious freedom is threatened? Who doesn't have religious freedom in the United States? You can be a Protestant, a Catholic, a Jew, a Muslim, or a Wiccan. You can believe in anything or nothing. This was true, but not anymore.
No, it's still true.
Seems like almost every week a new dispute arises between people of faith and government agencies alleging that believers are violating the rights of non-believers or simply violating government edicts. Given that the search for religious freedom was central to the founding of America, this is quite a reversal. As Thomas Paine put it,
let me guess. This is going to be about things like the cake thing from fucking Colorado and shit like that, where people who own businesses are not allowed to discriminate because of the Civil Rights Act. So it's going to complain about the Civil Rights Act overall, but they're going to disguise it behind things like, attacks on religious freedom, which is the same excuse they used back then too.
in his influential 1776 pamphlet, comment that the first freedom listed in the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, is a law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. This meant the new United States would have no government-sponsored religion, as Europe had at the time, and no restrictions on how you practiced your religion. British historian Paul Johnson draws a stark and telling contrast between the two great revolutions of the 18th century. The essential difference between the American Revolution and the French Revolution is that the American Revolution, in its origins, was a religious event, whereas the French Revolution was an anti-religious event.
Wrong. Oh boy. Okay. Wrong. Just absolutely wrong. You know what? We're gonna type in secularism in the American Revolution. By offering a moral, a moral line. Humanity Center, NPS, welcome to the post. There we go. Yeah, and if not if you make an experience. Let me just pull up US US Constitution transcript. Big deal here. Let's just go down to whole thing. Give me all of it. Constitution. Okay, I want. Here we go. No law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble on the petition of government for redress of grievances. Which means, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. They aren't going to put favoritism towards any religion or any non-practice of religion. That's the thing. And then it goes on about, other stuff. They did do the religious thing because they wanted to avoid prosecution for their religious beliefs or non-beliefs. There were deists in the American Revolution. Straight up just, deists.
That fact was to shape the American Revolution and determine the nature of the independent state it brought into being. Now, 2 centuries after the Bill of Rights, freedom of religion, one of the main goals of the American Revolution, has morphed into freedom from religion, one of the main goals of the French Revolution. That's not what any American should wish for.
Yeah.
Here's why. Because when they come for your religious freedom, they're coming for all of your freedom.
No.
It's the totalitarian tell, the giveaway. This is what the founders understood and why they were so insistent that
Totalitarianism, huh? Let me, no? France isn't totalitarian? Sorry. Open it, right? Oh boy. No idea what this thing is. East Africa was bordered by Ethiopia and South Sudan in the west and Djibouti in the southeast. Oh! I don't know this. So there's 2 currently active totalitarian regimes, huh? Ideologies. Soviet Union, pretty totalitarian under Joseph Stalin, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, look at that. Marxist Organism, Communism, Albania. Oh, what happened here? Form of research for the Marxists? Okay. Copy. Paste. Boom. There we go. So that's good. Wait, no. Can't get that part.
that religious liberty be in the Constitution. To them, freedom of liberty was tantamount to freedom of thought. If you aren't free to think as you wish, you can't claim to be free. They were right. There is no example in history of a regime suppressing religious freedom and not suppressing other freedoms.
I don't see France on here. Your biggest example. Not on there.
First things the communists did in Russia after the Russian Revolution in 1917 was to close nearly every church and take control of all religious life in the Soviet Union, Christian, Jewish, and
Let's check that, shall we? Religion in Soviet Russia. What? Yes, they want to state atheism. Not exactly communist. They were definitely not communist. But yeah, they didn't believe in religion, except for Russian Orthodoxy. Still kind of a big deal, in case you didn't know. Like, hmm, ooh, hold up, hold up. Sorry, I had to come. How do you know? Okay, yeah. It's Christmas, yeah. Okay, what do you know?
Muslim. To this day, all religious life in China is strictly controlled by the Chinese Communist government. Why do repressive
No, it's actually not. Just so you're aware.
governments fear religious freedom? Because it challenges the authority of the state more than any other freedom. People who adhere to a religion believe that there's something higher than the state, and no repressive government can tolerate such a belief. That
That
makes
is true.
religion the first target of those who want ever more power and ever more control over its citizens. That's why, even if you're not religious, if you care about freedom, you should care deeply about religious liberty. My job is to protect religious liberty, and let me tell you, the trends are troubling. 8 years ago, my caseload was 47. Last year, it was over 300. Here are some recent examples. Bremerton, Washington high school football coach Joe Kennedy was first suspended and then fired for going to a knee after a football game to say a brief, silent prayer. A three-judge panel for the Ninth Circuit Federal Court of Appeals concluded that because Coach Kennedy could be seen engaging in religious expression by students and fans, the school had the right to fire him.
Yeah. What, what school was this? High school. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a reason for that. See this right here? Well, guess what? There's this thing. Believing the view that religion is a matter that solely lies between man and his God, not this God, that he owes account to none other for his faith or his worship, that the legitimate powers of government reach actions only and not opinions, I contemplate with solemn reverence that the act of the whole American people, which declared that their legislature should make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the fair trial thereof, was building a wall of separation between church and state. Adhering to this expression of the supreme will of the nation in behalf of the right of conscience, I shall see with the sincere satisfaction that the progress of those sentiments which tend to restore to man all his natural rights, convinced he has no natural right in opposition to his social duties. So, no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to office of public trust. There's things here that mean that the Supreme Court has interpreted, the people who are meant to do this thing with the interpretation of the Constitution. The Supreme Court came out and straight up said that the government shall not have a hand in pushing religion onto its citizens, and that is for the family to do. So, this is talking about a high school coach. Our high school government publicly funded, regulated by the state. The state can't allow religious expression. So yeah, you got fired.
The city of Houston is attempting to ban a small Orthodox Jewish community from worshiping in the home of its rabbi. Given that the neighborhood includes a rehab,
Houston bans Jewish rabbi home worship. Oh. During a pandemic.
rehab house, a Ghanaian church, and an East Indian cultural center, the city's action is hard to fathom. A peace cross.
Just August 13th, 2020. This is all during fucking pandemic. This is all COVID shit. Of course they can't have a congregation in a small home.
In Bladensburg, Maryland, has stood for almost 100 years in honor of 49 young men who died fighting in World War I. Yet in 2017, a court ordered the cross to be torn down. One judge offered a novel compromise. She suggested we chop the arms off the cross to make it less offensive. Fortunately, we won that case 7-2 at the United States Supreme Court, and that cross is still standing. America is also still standing, but it won't be for much longer, not as the free country the founders envisioned, if we don't take these threats to religious freedom seriously. The great historian of post-revolutionary America, Alexis de Tocqueville, understood this very well. When men attack religious beliefs, they are following their emotions, not their interest.
No,
Tyranny may be able to do without faith, but freedom cannot.
Yes, it can.
I'm Kelly Shackelford, president of First Liberty.
There were plenty of free societies that didn't have religious beliefs. Not in the regard that this fucker's talking about. Holy shit. We'll fucking brave it. What else could we destroy here? Ooh. Okay. Okay. This one's gonna be fucking great. Okay. Um,
I've been training to be a championship sprinter since I was 8 years old. With the help of my parents, my coaches, and my teammates, I did it. By sophomore year of high school, in 2018, I was one of the top 5 female high school sprinters in Connecticut.
Cool.
But then, one day, I wasn't. At the state championships that year, 2 people passed me, passed all of us girls, literally. They finished first and second in our races, dominating the field. Were they more motivated? Did they train harder? I don't think so. But they did have an edge, a big one we couldn't match. They were biological boys who said they were transgender girls. Do you think that's fair? Males competing.
It depends. Were they on puberty blockers? Which this video will not fucking tell you ever. Let's go here. Meta-analysis covering prior research on trans individuals and no consistent or direct research indicating transgender women have an unfair athletic advantage at any stage of their transition. Additional findings show most sports policies are not evidence-based and trans individuals experience substantial discrimination from sports institutions. This right here? Let's open it. Let's see what this says. Probably gonna tank my screen having this thing down to open. Screen copy apparently. Alright. So this is a meta-analysis. Article has been cited in other. Okay. So this is a cited article that other people do. Yeah. Cool. Abstract. I'll go ahead and read the entire thing. Whether transgender people should be able to compete in sports in accordance with their gender identity is a widely contested question within the literature and among sport organizations, fellow competitors, and spectators, like this video. Owing to concerns surrounding transgender people, especially transgender female individuals, having an athletic advantage, several sports organizations place restrictions on transgender competitors, e.g. must have undergone gender-confirming surgery. Irrelevant. In addition, some transgender people who engage in sports, both competitively and for leisure, report discrimination and victimization. The other acknowledge there has been no systematic review of the literature pertaining to sport participation in competitive sport policies and transgender people, therefore this review aims to address the gap in this literature. In relation to sports-related physical activity, this review found the lack of inclusive and comfortable environments to be the primary barrier to participation for transgender people. This review also found transgender people had a mostly negative experience in competitive sports because of the restrictions the sport policy placed on them. The majority of transgender people most transgender competitive sport policies that were reviewed were not evidence-based. Conclusion. Currently, there is no direct or consistent research suggesting transgender female individuals or male individuals have an athletic advantage at any stage of their transition, e.g. cross-sex hormones, gender-confirming surgery. And, therefore, competitive sport policies that place restriction on transgender people need to be considered and potentially revised. Points, production, methods. To obtain relevant peer-reviewed articles in electronic search of literature published between January 1966 and August 2015 was conducted using following Science Direct, Web of Science, Scopus, and PubMed. Okay. Methodology seems sound so far. Yeah, this. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know what they. Okay.
Males? Before you make
Less than a minute and blown up.
up your mind, let me tell you a bit about what it took for me to become a top female sprinter. It meant training with my team every day after school for at least 2 hours, working to shave fractions of a second off of my time in the 100 and 200 meter dash. It meant not hanging out after school or going out with friends on the weekends. It meant getting up early every Saturday morning and competing all day at a meet. It meant not indulging in any of the things that might cost me my dream. And here's the thing about the two biological males that took the top 2 girls' medals in the state of Connecticut. Their times were not even good enough to qualify them to compete in the state championships on.
Oh, so what? Okay. Let's see. It's connected foot, and field high school women's division of Syria. Let's see what's going on here. Over the soul. I think it's okay with girls who work really hard. Okay, hold on. See, and that's the kind of shit that you spread when you do this. Wait, what's that? Okay. I want to see how fast they went. They didn't even win. Oh, that's good again. They still couldn't win, right? But yeah, I put that in. I'm very weird, right? That's not even true. Okay, whatever. Don't care. Yeah, so they won. And then Alexis Holmes, who's probably a female, like born that way, graduated or dropped. I don't know. Now what's this shit from? Sitting on third place. Andrea, you were not third place.
the boys' team. Let me say that again in case you missed it. Their times were not good enough to qualify them for the boys' state championships.
But they were.
But 2 years in a row, they won first and second place competing against the girls. All in all, these two biological males won 15 women's state championship titles. Some in the media have accused me of being a sore loser. They tell me to run harder. But the biological changes that males go through during puberty are so significant, they gain an insurmountable advantage in strength and in speed.
Not true. In the fucking slightest. Not true. There's very few instances where that is the case, because testosterone fuels you up, and estrogen will wreck your fucking body if you are born pumping more testosterone than estrogen. It can fuck your muscles like all to hell for quite some time. You can rebuild, but not the same. Like,
That's why boys always competed against boys and girls against girls. US runner Allison Felix is an inspiration to me. She's the fastest female sprinter in the world. Her lifetime best for the 400 meters is 49.26 seconds. But based on 2018 data, nearly 300 high school boys in the US alone could beat that record. What we are talking about then is not just boys taking women's trophies, though they are. And we aren't talking about biological boys taking women's athletic scholarships, though they'll do that too. When biological boys are allowed to compete against girls in sports like track, where the differences in performance are so great, we are talking about girls getting shut out, never getting the chance to win or even compete at all. When two biological boys took the first and second place spots against me in the 2019 Indoor State Championship, I lost the opportunity to participate at the New England Championships. I lost the chance to be.
I'm sorry. You should definitely have worked a little harder. Maybe the two people that you are talking about themselves should have had a medical professional, if they didn't have a diagnosis of gender dysphoria and stuff like that. You don't need gender dysphoria to be a trans person. You don't. But it surely helps the argument if you're going to try and compete in a sports team on if you're a trans woman and you're trying to compete in the women's division. It'd be really helpful if you had a medical diagnosis of gender dysphoria or something. Or if you had proof that you were on puberty blockers or something. You don't have to, fully transition like physically, but that shit does help your argument to do these sports. I'm not gonna lie. I want trans people to be able to compete in a sport that they feel more comfortable in. Like if you want to, if you're in school and you want to go and compete in the women's division in a sport, you identify as a woman. I'm for that. Until we can get society to be a little bit more accepting, I think it's helpful, practical, to have some sort of medical acknowledgement that you have done something. I hope not everybody can do it. I know they can't. But hopefully we can get Medicare for all, and that includes all.
Be scouted by top coaches, possibly even to win scholarships. Right now, biological boys are being allowed to set records on the girls' team, deleting girls' records, erasing the achievements of actual girls, and setting a standard probably no girl.
Oh, you don't dislike them, you think that they're women, but they're not actual girls? Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Can meet, no matter how much she trains or how hard she tries. The reason that we have girls' sports in the first place is to give female athletes with talent, hard work, and dedication an equal opportunity to shine and be recognized. But girls will never have that opportunity if they are forced to compete with biological boys in sports like track and field, softball, volleyball, or basketball. Women fought too hard for too long so girls like me can have the opportunity to compete on a level playing field. Maybe worst of all, when girls try to object, when we point out the truth, that biological differences in strength and speed between boys and girls are massive and real, we're called bigots. Administrators, teachers, coaches, and other students tell us to just keep quiet and take it. We are told a girl's place is to be seen and not heard. Well, we won't be silenced. We are fighting back. With 2 other top female runners in Connecticut, I have filed a federal lawsuit under Title IX to protect the rights of women and girls to a fair competition on a level playing field. Please don't turn your backs on us, America. This isn't about gender identity. It's about fair play. I'm Selena Soul for Prager University.
It's about fair play.
I can do this. Good.
Strength and beats. She's hungry for some more.
Shut up, Maria. She's trying to dig it out.
Oh, it's going. It's going. It's thinking about it. I wish I had a glove.
I know I've seen
What if I hook you?
Big arm bug.
I spared Nick because I've been working on
What's your prediction here, Nick?
a while now.
He's gonna be. What's your prediction?
That is that right here. Shit, 10, 15 seconds? Now,
Okay.
now there's been a challenge. Now we're gonna have to race.
Go back on the video and check. You ready?
Predictions, Rhonda?
Predictions? I'm already tired, so it's the best chance I'll ever have.
It smells a lot nicer than Nick.
I win.
You're not gonna get hurt.
You are Nick Diaz. You can't tap me out.
One more shot. Now hold back now. Clock's ticking, Rhonda. They just
I'm not gonna ape all of this every video, but yeah. Dumb and bad. Women can beat men. It's true. It's true. Don't know how to do it. We're good. We're good there. I could even see myself about wrong with this. Chat over who? There's nobody really chatting. Making me a little sad. There's somebody watching that. Lurks is you. There you are, Scott. Is it you, Scott? Scott, are you in chat? Come on, man. Somebody's in chat. I want to shit on him some more. I don't even know who it is. It's like a little bit of shit. Her. Oh my god. Now we're not covering these 30 and 40 hour long videos. Just not happening. Just not. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit.
I guarantee they do not know what socialism is.
Tell us a little bit about your background and how that shaped your political career.
Well, I grew up in socialistic country. It actually was, Socialistic Republic of Ukraine. I was saying, in my 42 years, I grew up in socialism. I saw what happens when it runs out of money, and it's not pretty.
Okay, I will shit all over this video. One thing. Marxism, the basis for socialism, all communist and socialist ideology. Abolition withering away. I like the idea to change this. Withering away of state. Abolition of the commodity form. Workers owning the means of production. The most basic tenets of actually socialism. Well, the withering away. The withering away of the state. Communism. When there is no government who has a monopoly of violence, when the monopoly of violence part disappears, and it's just democratically led society by the people, that's what full-scale communism is. Marxism uses material data to analyze society. Now, here's the deal. Marxism was socialism that the workers own the means of production. Stalinism did not abolish the state, did not allow the state to wither away, nor the commodity form. They wanted socialism for Russia and nowhere else, which didn't even happen because workers didn't own the means of production. The state did. Out there. State means of production. Socialism. Need to make some corrections to this document. Obviously, this is just kind of a base outline. This one, fairly solid, real simple. Quick summary. This, fairly in depth, because he was supposed to have used Marxist Leninism. Dictatorship of the proletariat, vanguardism, believed in education, the proletariat, utilitarian, railed against anarchists. He did, to the point. He believed in hierarchy, vanguard party, denounced reformism as weak, advocated for reformist parties to showcase their weakness and radicalize the proletariat. That was true. He did pamphlets on the Labour Party in the UK and told people to vote for them to save their democracy. Correctly analyzed imperialist capitalism and its transition to a global finance system, one that would exploit other less developed nations. He did. He fucking called it. Believed class conflict was irreconcilable by the state, as the state was an arm of the capitalist class. That was I don't know a whole lot about, but yeah, I've read Red Book and Guerrilla Warfare. Well, I've listened to Guerrilla Warfare, but I need to actually go back over them a few times to get them sitting into my brain. Saturated. So I'm just gonna point that out. Here's the thing. To be socialist or communist, you have to abolish the commodity form. You have to give the workers a means of production. You can abolish the commodity form on most things and still have the luxuries and have the workers own the means of production. And that's the market socialist thing, which I advocate for out of pragmatism. I want Trotskyism, permanent global economy. Beautiful, glorious communism, where there is no state. Now, here's another deal. There will be anarchist theory in here as well. I need to add that. I have to go through and put. I think I've got conquest of bread in here. Stone, going, Paris Commune, conquest of bread. Also, fields, factories, and workshops. I need to put that in here and bring in more of those resolutions. This contest is good. These are stated on Google Docs. Cool.
And now I came to America 20 years ago with a suitcase after meeting my husband in the train in Europe, and he is a raisin-born Hoosier, and now we're building socialism. I'm kind of going full circles. I can tell you what is going to be next. It's very sad for me to see that, and that made me, as a mother of two daughters, it made me get involved and do something about it, because that's not very good for our country.
Many American millennials seem to be drawn to socialism. They came out in big numbers for Bernie Sanders in the 2016 presidential primaries.
This man does not advocate for socialism. Democratic socialism, not socialism.
They rail against capitalism on their college campuses.
That's true, we do.
They wear Che Guevara t-shirts to signal their socialist virtue. I know a lot about socialism. I live in Rio de Janeiro, and I work throughout Brazil as a journalist for a popular magazine. In the early 2000s, Brazil's economy was growing rapidly. The government had enacted economic and monetary reforms and divested holdings in some state-run companies, giving the private sector more room to breathe.
State-run companies, not socialism.
Inflation, a chronic problem in Brazil, was dramatically reduced. Foreign investors poured into the country, eager to catch a portion of our expanding economy. The future seemed promising. But today, our economy is in shambles, unemployment and debt are massive, and powerful politicians are being investigated for involvement in the largest scandals of fraud and corruption in the country's history.
Oh, well, it sounds like capitalism happened.
What happened? In 2002, a socialist politician named Lula da Silva ran for the presidency. He was a socialist, but painted himself as a modern, cool kind of socialist. He would be the politician who would heal national divisions and unite everyone.
Okay. Yep. Brazil economy. Let's see. Yeah. Rainbow, Rio de Souza, good.
Socialist the country's history. What happened? In 2002,
Hmm. 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, COVID 2020. COVID-19 in 2020. So what do we know about this? What is this? This is a direct, an absolute direct rebuke of what they said. I need to adjust this microphone setting. Okay. Do it like this. Yeah, it's stuck there now. So, what we've got here is a chronic case of bullshit.
This politician named Lula da Silva ran for the presidency. He was a social. He even had a nickname, Lulinha Paz e Amor, which means Little Lula Peace and Love in Portuguese. But the old message about the need for income redistribution to decrease inequality was still there. The media, academic elite, and celebrities assured Brazilians that by transferring the money from the rich to the poor could finally be richer. But the only ones who really got rich were Lula and his corporate and political friends. It only got worse under his successor, Dilma Rousseff. The socialists increased government spending, deficits, and debt. They called it a stimulus. They increased the minimum wage and the benefits of social programs. They call it social justice. They increased the salaries and retirement benefits of the civil service. They called it investing in the future. They handed out thousands of jobs in the government and state-owned companies as favors to their political allies.
Let's see. How true is this? Okay, and I heard again, let me see, Jacob. There's a Jacob thing kind of call on it. Oh, $20. The revelations uncovered about the case against former Brazilian President Lula da Silva, jailed in April last year, vindicate a year of campaigning for his freedom. But this isn't just about Lula. The consequences of this miscarriage of justice are huge. Range of documents. What's this? What's this? Done. At the end. So. There we go right now. Documents over here. That's the box. Yeah, okay, so when I had was what, 2016, 2017, 2019? Okay. Back. Oh, this. Oh my god, it was worse than even in 2018, and it's awful in 2020. What do you know?
And they called it good governance. It worked for a while. Socialism always works at the beginning. But government spending just kept going up, and then Lula's socialist paradise fell apart and the economy fell with it. The outcome? From 2008 to 2015, government spending grew nearly 4 times as fast as tax revenue. The economy shrank 3.8% in 2015, the worst result in 25 years.
That was correct. It did reduce. Who was this? Okay. Who was president of Brazil in 2015? So Marusa. Okay. Hardship of Brazil in 2015. Okay, the recession. Brazil economic model. Developing mixed economy. So it's still capitalist.
That same year, a World Bank survey found Brazil's economy to be one of the world's worst. Out of 189 countries, we were the 16th hardest place to open a business, the 60th most difficult nation in which to register property, and the 12th most complex place to pay taxes. Economically and morally, the almost 15 years of socialist policies have greatly harmed Brazil. We also remain among the world's leaders in murder and robbery, and we rank near the bottom of industrialized nations.
Alright, we're good boys. Okay, so it's 19.6 to 100,090. Which was the violent time in history of the United States. They're in the 90s stage of the US. That's what this is. It was a drop in 2010, so 2006 it was a little bit higher, then it dropped in 2007. It was up in early 2000, but that's to be expected. With all the problems that happened in Latin America. So yeah, I mean, shit happens. 2015, literally the worst. Wait, what? It did worse in 2004, which is admittedly under what's the face, but also it did the worst in the year that I was born. That's look at that. That's the worst it's been. Negative 9.0. Okay, it was. Okay, let's do this. Just. Wow, learning a lot about Brazil. So. Oh, she got impeached and was replaced by this guy. In 2016, and then there's one with the other one with the dipshit thing that happened. So, 1990. Jesus, the summer of the it's more profit. I don't know what the fuck I'll do when I have another one. I gave it so much to them before. I'll probably do it again. He took office years ago. Okay. He did it fine. Okay. Dope. So that's fine. That's it. Holy shit. Okay. So, suddenly the government's better. Holy crap. Okay. Pretty safe. Somehow it's got the right there. Yeah. Pretty sure this dude is fairly socialistic, although he didn't do the thing. Yeah, he probably could have gotten it before, but he's probably a soft gem. It wasn't conservative.
In terms of education and healthcare.
So,
Americans take it for granted that they can be born into the lower class and reach the middle or even upper class. Many Brazilians take it for granted that they can't.
scroll past everything to get to this and close. No.
But finally, some things are starting to change. There may be reason for hope. Today, more and more Brazilians see that capitalism and limited government are the only way forward.
As you have a government that is as bad currently as was previous? Sure, buddy.
Brazil, Lula has been charged in several lawsuits for corruption, involvement in a criminal organization, influence peddling, money laundering, and obstruction of justice.
Oh, yeah. Still reading it. Okay. Alright.
Rousseff was impeached in 2016 for falsifying the government's finances and illegally using money from state-owned banks to run the government. This crisis prompted the new government to freeze federal spending, reduce the government's role in state-owned companies, and to encourage some of the massive federal workforce to resign.
That sounds awful. If this is the result from this, let me see, it's like 2006, and then boom, and then boom, under your successor, boom, boom. Yeah, shoot, are we gone? Yeah, right. And then up to here, and then boom, and then boom. No, it's that. Yeah, we do it fast. 10, 25. Yeah. Oh my god, okay, so this is. How is that possible? How is. What? Lula da Silva took over in 2002 when there was absolutely. It was just broken. And then his policies continued on. He was, 2002, re-elected 2006, 2010, he was succeeded, and then, boom, Capital, and then it started to rain, and then the rippling effects of the housing crisis, I don't know what happened here. They still shot at. That's the debt they got in the housing crisis. That is enough to just wreck a lot of countries. It seems to be socialist policy for resilient, even though they weren't actually socialist.
No one knows whether these basic measures will be enough to rescue Brazil economically. Truthfully, the damage has been so extensive it may take decades for the country to recover. But if we do, it won't be socialism that saves us. American millennials, take note. I am.
You are a lying little shit. There was a lady before you, because I wasn't even socialist. And, okay, so, yeah. Look, look right here, and because the idea of equality of opportunity, a concept of the American dream. Oh, so all this data that is right here, it completely shits all over the concept that you can actually move up. Yeah, let me just save that study material. So, let me see. What GDP you claim GDP. Okay, years. Uh, okay. That's just going to be a Google search. Soviet Ukraine GDP. don't know if state ownership of any of the stuff is not socialism. I don't know that GDP and shit. It's just a bit so oh, okay. Um okay. Yeah. How about the grass? Sounds something that way. Okay, solid. 2020 is a lot. It is nothing. 1913, they kind of shot up with the Industrial Revolution a little bit, but not really enough, because it was kind of really the thing. And we have to, look at God, industrial. Industrial. I'm pretty sure this is even, this is even really fucked up. Okay, this GDP, about half, that's about as many people, but US went from a slave state to an industrial state, whereas the Soviet Union went from a feudal state to an industrial state. They skipped a step. They did this within 30 years. The US did this over 100, yeah, 1820, so that was 1778 is when the war ended. Independence was 82 when it was written, 86 was when it was done, so this was like when it was around 40, 60 years after we became a country. 60 years, we really don't have data from before that, but it's on this chart. I'm gonna say economy through 18. different before regulated 19 million dollars for the 1800 the economy was regulated. Yeah, so over 100 years. Okay, so this right here, 60 years for the U.S. while they're still a feudal state. 60 years into development. Feudal country. Agricultural feudal country. Starting the Industrial Revolution. 50 years into the Industrial Revolution. Still a slave, well, still a serfdom. Feudal state. Before the revolution, still a feudal state based on agriculture. 43. This is 93 years into the Industrial Revolution. Into the age of industry. Manufacturing. Just look at that. 28%, 43% of that. And that's just as an agricultural state. And then 40 or 37 years later, 37 years, so 130 years into the, 130 years into the Industrial Revolution. But, so this is America, 130 years into the Industrial Revolution. This is Russia, so, 50, that'd be 33. This is 33 years in for Russia. Here to here to here. 33 years. Double it. Just about. Just about double what we're doing for 33 years. It took 50 years for America to do that. Money's been consistently worth more until 1925, which is after the revolution. It swapped down and it stayed close the entire time. And still more than the UK and France, generally always. 1925 is a bad year for currency. UK was like 90, but 1890. So, just triple, and it's just exploded. That was a rough year for everyone. It just fucking exploded. Like, what have you done? We've been on the cutting edge of technology, and we've fucked with everybody else's shit. And then Soviet Union, which was a constant struggle against the United States, sanctions, attacks, and Cold War standoffs, poor leadership, in some cases, like, it was just, and then everybody, as soon as they were able to, began fucking all of them. And at this point, it's stagnated. Like, between here and here, this is when they did the shit. We'll have this about. We can't talk about that. This has been the product right here. This has been the product of capitalism and oligarchy taking root. Do you see this? Do you see this right here? Between here and here, the 4,000, it almost doubled. 4,138. That massive increase. Whereas here, no. Because capitalism had taken root again. Here, also, depression and shit. The Great Depression happened and World War II. Here, this was the democratic socialism advocated by the New Deal that ran up to here, all the way up to here, until it got dismantled. 1980. Here to here, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not gonna lie, but this is a big loop. From here to here, the New Deal policy, from here, actually from here, 5,300 more to 16,000. That's more than 3 times the GDP under New Deal policy. Meanwhile, from here to here is a 6 times. So even with poor government management in several cases, and a limited type of economy they can work with, their limited fields of industry that they had and still have in some cases, their money is worth more. More people have it. And the economy exploded. It suffered growing pains. And here's why you can trust Wikipedia. You can look at every single one of these sources. There's 72 fucking sources. World Bank. I mean, if you're a Nazi, you probably don't trust it. World Economy. Collapse of an Empire. Lessons from Modern Russia. Like, a whole bunch of shit. Tankies hate looking at this and some of the things. But this is a good thing to look at regardless. This just shows. This motherfucker, yeah, I had to smash on him too. Just no, flapping his cheeks. So we have here. Jeez. 2 hours and 31 minutes. Okay. I can probably call it. I've done this. I said that again. Friday video on my phone. Please tell me that video. I don't think I have a. Good.
Tell us a little bit about your background and how that shaped your political career.
15th? No? August 15th? Good. I'm not doing it. Okay. Okay, love you guys. Everybody, you're wonderful people. Check out the links and do your own research if you want on the Marxism thing. Just saying. So, just because somebody calls themselves a socialist doesn't mean they're not actually a socialist, and Nazis are a really good fucking example of that. Nazis are not socialists, Nazis are not left wing. For any of you who aren't like Steven Crowder or that fucking idiot John Doe. Republicans are just smooth, bro. They never actually do the research. They just hear somebody say something and they make bad conflation and poor data analysis. I'm actually studying data analysis so that I can do this. So I'm not just relying on other people saying something. I'm doing it on the internet. You can do that. Just saying. Literally just. I mean, I proved that I'm doing it there. And also, you just go stats and data analysis. Oh, here it is. Statistics. Oh, what do you know? There we go. Let me just stop there. All the fat fucking numbers. Number curve. That's what it's called. The third. Probably similar. Yeah, okay. Let's gonna start. Boom. There you go. Alright, everybody. Yeah, I definitely need to go inside. Look at this. I gotta ask the socialist. Fucking meaning, which is, as I said, not socialist. Oh yeah, I have a book food, and yeah, have a wonderful. I love everybody who tuned in. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, and if you like what you see, if you want me to do this more often, I do it sometimes on Twitch at twitch.tv/Sandwhichpants, and obviously I do it on here. I kind of make some videos, all the stuff. So yeah, if you like it, subscribe, hit a like. If you don't like it, hit the dislike, do the commenty thing, and hit the notifications if you resubscribe. Please, thank you.